Hello everyone, watch this review here with a look at the DC Universe Classics Eclipso. Eclipso was the figure I was least looking forward to this wave, just because the whole head sculpt looks a little bit silly and, character design just doesn't do it for me, but supposedly it's a character who's possessed by the spirit of wrath or something. I don't really know much about him, and that little thing that he's holding apparently is something to do with a gem of wrath or something, but I honestly don't think that this line really has any place in it for characters holding something fringe item like that, just because that's more of like a DC Direct choice than a DC Universe Classics choice, but nonetheless, let's get this guy a pack. Eclipso comes with one of Darkseid's legs, as well as a pin depicting some Justice League characters. Now, out of box, I do like the look of this character a bit more. When I was commenting on not liking the head sculpt, I actually meant I don't like the way that they applied the paint there. I mean, the head sculpt itself, I guess it's kind of cool, just because it's got a really manic expression, and, he looks really crazy evil, but, I mean, it's just the fact that the paint is just so flat going across, and then there's really no delineation here, but that might just be something associated with the character, maybe. I'm not really all that familiar with him, but if not for that and the fact that, he has that stupid gem in his hand, I probably would like this figure, just because I don't know, it's got a whole Mr. Mitsio-Pilixian vibe to him. Mitsio-Pitlik? I don't know. I mean, I can barely pronounce Mitsio-Pitlik, let alone use his name like a verb. Sorry, adjective. But yeah, the gem itself is translucent, but it's very dimly translucent. Yeah, I typically don't shine lights in cameras, but you can kind of make that out. Otherwise, you can see the seams and stuff in the costume, where each of the fingers of the gloves, which is a really nice touch. There's a really nice decoration here on the belt. It's got a lot of color, very cool. Body, is kind of flat, but that's sort of typical for the line. All in all, he's not as bad as I thought, but if I'm going to display him, I'm going to probably end up chopping out that little gem, because it just strikes me as being silly. But this has been a look at Eclipso, who, isn't nearly as bad as I thought. Until next time, folks. Oh, and in case you were wondering about articulation, I'm happy to tell you that he does indeed have some, but, it's just the standard DC Universe Classic articulation. Don't really feel like calling too much attention to it, other than the fact that his legs don't really go that far up, so he can never get a really good seated pose, which is a shame because, he's got the perfect posture for, say, playing a game of chess, which he actually did against Darkseid, which I learned in the 2 seconds I took to wiki him, but I think it's just a defect of mine, but it's even worse than his leg. But yeah, otherwise, just completely standard.